This was my intention to keep you for myself.
Hey there. There's 5 minutes to midnight. That's just enough time for me to tell you the story of a movie that became one of the best ghost stories ever seen in 1980. Welcome, guys, to Fangs Out. This is your host, Frank the Vamp, and tonight I'm here in the dark talking about The Fog, and this is going to be the third in my list, my third best film of 1980, and deservedly so. John Carpenter, man, after directing Halloween, so what's he gonna do next, right? How can he possibly top himself? He might just have with The Fog a very simple ghost story that has a small prelude, made by awesome actor John Houseman, that tells this ghost story to the kids of how this town in California was founded, and of how this gentleman living in there were tricked by the residents of the town, by the founders of the town, so that they could crash into rocks and be able to steal the gold inside the clipper ship. And what follows is just a revenge story. If you guys, for new guys, younger guys that probably seen something like the Pirates of the Caribbean, the Black Pearl, and say, hey, that's an awesome story. Well, that's kind of alongside this line. You have, pretty much, pirates coming in, ghost pirates coming in and wanting to get their gold back. Carpenter gathered inspiration of a few readings here and a few stories, but it's a very basic, creepy story, but what works is the cast, the style, the way Carpenter masterfully tells his story. I mean, there's not much in that I can add, but I mean, one of the best horror films of 1980, and perhaps you can argue of all time, directed by the awesome John Carpenter, and we have the awesome Adrienne Barbeau, Jamie Lee Curtis, Jamie Lee again. Oh my gosh, third film. Will she come back again in another film? I don't know, but I mean, in 1980, can it be possible? But she starred in three, at least in 3 out of the 10. That goes to show you what an awesome screen queen Jamie Lee Curtis is. And of course, Tom Atkins not playing a cop this time. And like I said, a small cameo by John Houseman. Wonderful, storytelling that scares the kids and me. And The Fog is just an awesome story. And it's an awesome way of storytelling as well. If you ever lived in a very cold town near the ocean, I'm from, I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area. I think people from the UK can relate, especially London probably, or anywhere near the water. Perhaps people in Asia can relate, especially if you live in Hong Kong. But The Fog can be quite thick and quite scary when you're driving down the highways, there's several highways that I tell you sometimes they're shut down because of fog. It's been a while because of climate change, but I remember growing up and seeing my dad drive through fog, and literally you don't see the cars until there's a few. It's like 5 to 10 feet away. You can hear the roar, and you drive at a low speed. There's a massive pileup. There's a massive scary thing about driving in fog, and what it hides. And this time it hides a vengeful, awesome story. Everybody's great in it. There's not much I can add except just to let you know the significance of it. It's just, the way that the ghosts are picking up, the descendant of the townspeople that stole the gold, and it's just masterfully, and the ending is awesome. One of the best ghost stories around. There's one more ghost story in this list, perhaps the best of all time. If you can already guess that, you're already there. However, I just want to tell you that after the second best movie of 1980, then I'm gonna do like honorable mentions as well video. But The Fog is a masterful film. If you haven't seen it, you gotta check it out. What do I think about the original? About the remake? That's a video for another day. However, this one, beautiful. Go to sleep. Enjoy. See you next video.